Okay, so the demand and supply function of a good are given by P equals to negative QD plus 120 and P equals to 1/3 QS plus 29, where P is the price, QD is the quantity demanded, and QS is the quantity supplied. So A, calculate the equilibrium price and quantity. B, calculate the new equilibrium price and quantity after the imposition of a fixed tax of 13 cedis per good. Okay, so now how will you go about this question? So we know that in equilibrium, QD is equal to what? QS. So in equilibrium, QD equals to what? QS. And we know that both functions, that's the supply and then the demand function, equals to what? Equals to P. So we can simply say that minus in, since we find the equilibrium, we denoted it by QE, sorry. So minus 4 QE, that's the equilibrium, plus 120 equals to 1/3 QE plus 29. Okay, so from there we'll be making QE the subject in order to find what? The equilibrium quantity. Okay, so minus QE minus 1/3 QE equals what? 29 minus 120. Factor QE out. QE minus 4 minus 1/3 equals to minus 91. Okay, so from here you can say QE into bracket minus 13 over 3, right here, equals to minus 91. So from here you'll be dividing both sides by that, multiplying through the equation by 3 in order to get rid of this fraction. So by 3. Okay, so now this will automatically cancel this one, so we'll be getting 13 QE equals to minus 273. Yeah, so from here we'll be dividing both sides by 13 because we want QE, not 13 KE. So it will be, therefore the equilibrium quantity equals to 21. Yeah, we made a mistake here, is negative, so we'll be bringing it back here. So we'll be dividing 2 by negative, not 13 straight out. So this will cancel this, and straight out you'll be getting 21. Since it's quantity, it is units, 21 units. So the equilibrium quantity is 21 units. So from then, how do we find the equilibrium price? You just substitute the equilibrium quantity in any of these original equations. So for instance, let's put in the demand function. Okay, so P equals to minus 4. The equilibrium quantity is what? 21 plus 120. Right, so we'll be getting, this is the equilibrium price equals to minus 4 times 21 will give us minus 84 plus 120. Okay, so we're having the equilibrium price as DH, that's Ghana cedis, right here. Monies are measured normally in cedis. Okay, So we're getting 36. Can you see this as the equilibrium price? So therefore, we are done with the question A, which is calculate the equilibrium price and quantity. So now the equilibrium price is 36 cedis and the quantity is 21 units. Let's move to the B, which says calculate the new equilibrium price and quantity after the imposition of a fixed tax of 13 cedis per good. Okay, how do you go by that? So when the imposition of tax is being done, the supplier will try to push the tax on the what? On the consumer. So therefore, this price or the price, this is the supply function. So the price in which the supplier will get after the sales of goods will be therefore minus 13 because he will subtract the tax from the price. Okay, so now let's move on. So the original supply function was 1/3 QS plus 29. So now after the imposition of tax, it will be P minus 13 equals to what? 1/3 QX, which is also as what? The QE, right? Yes, QS plus 29. So therefore, making P the subject, it will be like P equals to 1/3 QS plus 29 plus 13. So we having this P equals to 1/3 QS plus 42 as our new equilibrium, as our new supply functions. So with this, we be solving for different, because the question says we have to find what? New equilibrium price and quantity. So now we have new supply function as this. So we combining it with the old supply functions as we already have here. This is the demand function. So these demand functions will be solved together with these new supply functions. So now the demand functions are, the first was Q equals to minus 4 QD, right? Plus 120. So we'll be doing the same thing from what we just did. So we'll be now finding the equilibrium price and the equilibrium quantity from these two equations. As you already know, it will be 1/3 QE plus 42 equals to what? Minus QE, that's the equilibrium quantity we all know, plus 120, because what? QX equals to QD. That's why I have substituted in each equals what? The equilibrium quantity. Okay, so from here you'll be making what? The QE the subject from here, as you already know it. So you just import that from okay, equals to what? 120 minus 42. Okay, so from then you'll be moving like, we just factor QE out. QE 13 1/3 plus 4, right? Equals to 78, because 120 minus 42 will give you 78, and straight out from here already QS will be 13/3 equals to 78. So just multiply through by 3 in order to get rid of this fraction.
100 degrees.
Okay. Equals to 78. So we just cancel this for us. So we'll be getting 13 QE equals to what? 78. So from here, you just divide both sides by 13. And your new equilibrium quantity will be 18 units. Okay. See, you have realized that the equilibrium quantity have just dropped from 21 to 18. And let's see what happens to the equilibrium price. So with this, you can just substitute this in any of the original or the two equations above here. So now let's try to do that one. Okay, let's substitute this QD into the demand functions, which stays negative QD plus what? 120. Okay, so now we have this P, that's the equilibrium P price, equals what? Negative 4. The QD is, which is 18, the equilibrium price quantity that we have, plus what? 120, right? So we're having equilibrium price equals to negative 72 plus 120, and the equilibrium price will be 48 if I didn't see this 0.00. As you already know, all other things being equal, the higher the price, or the lower the quantity demanded. You have realized this here, because at first when the equilibrium price was 36, they were demanding high, that's 21, and now the equilibrium price have increased to 48 and they are demanding less, that is 18. So this surely ends the class. Subscribe to this channel, like, share for more videos. Stay tuned. Bye bye.